Hey everybody, here for Black and Crew Season 4, Episode 12, which was the season finale. Um, let's get into it. Again, if y'all hear snoring in the background, it's my kids. They're both knocked out. And I hope you guys can hear me. Um, so let's get into it. It starts off where it left off last week with Osh feeling guilty about Caesar's blow up. And, he gives Caesar a minute to calm himself down, and he's like, he knows that he's letting Caesar down, but he's just on a downward spiral. He's just crying out for help, and he doesn't know how to ask for it. So he eventually goes back inside, speaks to Caesar, and Caesar lets him know straight up, like, I'm risking everything because I want to expand my business, and I'm scared, and I can't have any mess ups because I have people out here who want me to lose. They want to see me lose. They want to see me fold. I don't want to fold, and I just want everything to go smooth. I'm so scared of failure, which is understandable. So I understand Caesar's blow up because he reached his breaking point, and I understand his fear because that fear will make you go crazy. But at the same time, Caesar should still at this moment use that fear to motivate himself. So I mean, I applaud him for being on, like I said, Caesar is very emotional and he acts off of emotion. But I mean, this is the one time I agree with him and his emotion and why he was flipping tables and throwing chairs, because he had enough. So I mean, I get it and I understand it completely. So enough of all that, Sky books this snow tubing trip for them to go to. And Teddy, he like, don't know black people like the cold. They don't like snow. So Caesar's like, all the tension that's been going on, all the drama. We needed a vacation, so Sky booked us the trip to go snow tubing. That's something new, something to enjoy. So Sky is excited, and she done bought all of them gloves and everything. So when they get there, the guy's basically telling them, there's inherent risk like dismemberment, and Sky is like, well, dang, I basically signed off a paper saying that it's okay if our bodies get dismembered and, our body parts is all over the place. And I'm like, well, Sky, that's why you need to read the fine print before you sign your life away. I'm just saying. So, they're all snow tubing and having a ball and whatnot. Walt talking about he felt like he was in the Winter Fresh commercial. And I'm sitting here like, wait, do they even make Winter Fresh anymore? Can somebody find that out for me? Because I know they got Trident. I know they got, Dentine Ice and, Five Gum. Do they make Winter Fresh anymore? Because Winter Fresh used to be popping. In junior high school, everybody used to eat Winter Fresh. If you ain't eat Winter Fresh, you wasn't cool. So, they're having fun or whatever. Sky invited Donna. Now, I don't Donna sets herself up for failure all the time as it pertains to the crew. She set herself up for failure by going to North Carolina and showing off the portfolio and getting the respect that she deserved. She set herself up for failure by coming on this trip knowing that her and Duchess have unfinished business or whatever. But I mean, Duchess wasn't gonna say anything to her, but Caesar was the one who started this. And let me put this out there. Let me be clear, because I had somebody in my mentions earlier, basically trying to sway my opinion. Like I'm gonna be like, okay, I agree with you. No, they were saying, because I had tweeted, Sky is a good friend. So they jumped in my mentions talking about something. No, she not. When Donna was sitting up there getting jumped, she wasn't doing nothing. She ain't jump in. And I'm like, okay. I was like, well, I didn't see it as a jump. I saw it as a fair one-on-one fight. So I watched it again, and them other two girls jumped in, but it's not like they, in my opinion, they barely got a hit in before security grabbed them. It was mostly Donna and Duchess going back and forth. And Donna connected with Duchess' face because Duchess tried to swing at Donna, and when she tried to swing at Donna, Donna knocked her right in the face. I peeped that. So when I looked, nobody did anything until Donna swung at Duchess. And then them other girls tried to get licks in, and one of them hit Donna, but security pulled her off. But the whole entire time, Donna was hitting Duchess, and all Duchess did was grab Donna's wig. So that to me was a one-on-one fight. Them other two girls was like a distraction, jumped in for whatever reason. But that was a fair fight. And I feel like Sky shouldn't have had to jump in because Sky just had a fight of her own. So she don't want to be involved in that mess. And I feel like Caesar started it because Caesar came out his face to Donna talking about what the F you doing here? You don't make no money for us and da da da. Like, okay, she was there for Sky. She wasn't there for you. She wasn't there for Duchess. And for Duchess to sit up here and say, oh, my stalker is here. She seems to pop up at every place I'm at. And I'm like, Duchess, please. You don't have a stalker. Nobody cares about you and what you do. You don't have a stalker. Stop. So for you to jump in my mentions and try to sway me to be on your side by saying, oh, Sky is messy and you just a fan of Sky. And okay, I'm a fan of Sky and I'm a fan of Donna. And you know, I'm going to brag for a little bit. I met Sky and Donna in March. They're clearly best friends. So your opinion is invalid. Okay? So I'm like, I'm not even, and then they gonna write in all caps to me, like, okay, you big mad or you little mad. And then the fact that I'm speaking calm or whatever because I don't go back and forth with people on Twitter. We all have different opinions. And then on top of that, like I always say, these shows are entertainment for me. It's not my life. You know, I don't live vicariously through these people. It's something I laugh at. It's my entertainment every week. It's something I laugh at, I relate to, you know, so that's what draws me into it. So don't jump. I hate when people jump in other people's mentions or on their statuses trying to sway their opinion. Don't try to change my opinion. My opinion is my opinion, you know. They're like assholes. Everyone has one. So I really wish people would stop, you know, trying to make people think how they think. I don't think like how you think. And clearly I don't think how you think because you was all in your feelings about it. I'm just sitting here reading my tweets like, uh-huh. And how long have you been feeling this way? Like, legit, like, you're not hurting me. I don't feel any kind of way. Your opinion is your opinion. You feel like Sky is messy. Great for you. I love Sky. I love Donna. And we're moving on. So, yeah, to me, Caesar started that whole thing. He made it escalate because Duchess wasn't going to say anything to her. Caesar shouldn't have said nothing because it wasn't his fight and it wasn't his battle. Let your girl handle her own battles. And that's the problem. That wasn't you should have been like, listen, I ain't got nothing to do with this. Duchess, you handle that if you want to. I'ma leave it alone. Why are you jumping in Duchess beef? So that's how the whole thing, you know, started. And then I'm glad Sky came in between. It was like, nah, C's, don't say nothing. Y'all handle this. Y'all talk. So before they could even talk, you know, Duchess like, I ain't got nothing to say to her. And then they just started fighting. And them other two girls jumped in. It wasn't even really a fight. It was just a couple of blows landed. She snatched Donna's wig and she really thought she did something. Snatching a wig does not mean that you won the fight. It just means you snatched a wig. That's equivalent to a girl, all she doing while the other girl is punching her in the face is pulling the next girl's hair. You didn't win the fight, boo. You just snatched her wig. That's all. So Walt is like, I feel bad for her or whatever. And I'm like, I don't feel bad for Donna for the simple fact that she keep putting herself in these situations. You know they don't like you. You know they treat you like crap. Why do you even bother being around them? Just leave them alone. So now we get to Naeem and Alexis is fed up, furious. She feels like the trust is going with Naeem. And Naeem is like, no, you know, me and Donna was a long time ago. So Alexis feels like she's done because Naeem never told her about the relationship with him and Donna back in the day. She just knows that him and Donna are friends and she knows Donna's reputation. So he wants to fix it because he's a product of a broken home. His parents were divorced at a young age. So he's like, I want my daughter to have mommy and daddy in the house. And I love Alexis. I don't want to lose her. So he got up and he chased her. And Alexis said to him straight up, don't do this to me no more. I swear, this is your last chance. So he's like, he's going to prove to her that he's the man that she wants. And I'm like, I can see Naeem genuinely loves Alexis and he needs to get his ish together. Like, stop lying to her. Or stop withholding the truth from her, rather. Tell this girl the truth. Let her know. She would, hurt her with the truth, then comfort her with a lie. Because she already told you she ain't playing with you no more. If you lie to her again, she gonna cut your thing off. And I'm gonna be right there like, go girl, because stop lying to her. It's stupid. So now we get to Donna and Sky. Sky checks on her and, being the good friend she is, bought Donna's wig back. So, Donna was like, I knew she would get my wig back. So not Scott, Donna is talking about possibly marrying Max because Max sent her a letter basically apologizing and saying that his baby mother is crazy and that she's making up lies to break them up. A part of me doesn't believe that for the simple fact of how he acted on the phone when Donna spoke to him about it. Whether he was angry or not, everything he said on the phone was not comforting. It sounded more like he was siding with the baby mama than he was his fiance. So, Donna being gullible, she decides that she wants to marry Max while he's in prison. So Sky is like, listen, you got to think smart. You don't have no ties to him. Sometimes following your heart is not the smartest thing to do. You don't have any ties to him. He's going to be locked up for 6 years. You got to think about you. So Donna is like, well, I know it's a risk that I'm taking, but I love him and he's my soulmate. He understands me. So Sky's like, okay, well, you grown. I respect your decision. I respect you for being fearless and I support you. So then Donna asked her to be her matron of honor. And I'm like, wait a minute. In order to be the matron of honor, you have to be married. So I'm like, wouldn't Sky be her maid of honor? Maybe Donna confused the two. I let that slide. But I did ask that question because I was confused for a second. Because I'm like, Sky not married, so Sky would be her maid of honor. But okay. So, Sky, accepts and agrees to go with Donna to get married in prison. So we get to Osh. He's at his doctor's visit. He got his results. His doctor said that his CAT scan results are good. Nothing came back negative. But what was alarming to him, well, he said he had no cancer. But he said what was alarming to him is that he saw something else with the whole blood work and the blood in the urine. And he was asking, like, what is it that you do? And he was like, well, I drink a lot. And he's like, well, how often do you drink? Osh was like, well, I drank 5 bottles of liquor in the course of a weekend. So the doctor's looking at him like, what? So he was like, is that all you do? He was like, no, I also do drugs. And his doctor's like, what kind of drugs? He's like, cocaine, MDMA, Molly. He's like, okay, that's suicidal. And he's like, how often do you do this? He said about 4 to 5 times a week. I'm like, bro. So all this time you've been telling people you sober and you clean, you've been lying to yourself and you've been lying to everybody else. So the doctor's basically telling him, listen, if you don't clean your act up, you're going to die. You're going to kill yourself. You have a family. You have friends. You need to get it together. Like, whoever you're around, you need to get it together because this is not good. So, Osh is like, well, I got to come clean. I haven't been clean for months. I take drugs and I drink alcohol just to numb the pain because I don't want to deal with the pain. And it's like, as sad as it may seem, you need to leave those drugs alone, go cold turkey, and just deal with the pain head on. You numbing it is just making situations worse. It's not making anything better, and it's not making your issues go away. Because the more you drink and the more you do drugs, the worse your situation is going to get. So you just need to stop fooling yourself and just deal with your issues head on. That's Osh's problem. He doesn't want to deal with his issues head on. He doesn't want to go through the problem. He wants to take the easy way out, the cowardice way out. And you can't do that when you got 3 kids. I'm sorry. You have two girls and a son that need you. So he needs to get it together. And it's really sad that he doesn't know his worth. He doesn't care about his life, nothing. So it's Donna's wedding day, and they're flying to Vermont or whatever. Teddy and Walt join, and Sky is basically helping her get ready, looking at her in her wedding dress, and she told her she looked like a tatted up princess. So Walt and Teddy are downstairs like, dang, what's taking them so long? So Teddy is like, well, I've only seen Donna in Hills once. I'm like, I wonder when that was you saw Donna in Hills. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, Daddy Teddy was them hills up in the air, waving like they just don't care. I'm just saying. So, um, Ted, Donna comes downstairs. She looks nice in her wedding dress, but she got on a white wedding dress, a little fur-looking shawl, and some Ugg boots, leopard Ugg boots at that. So Ted is like, I'm trying to make sense of this whole situation. Like, we're here for her to get married in prison, and she got on Ugg boots and a white dress. Okay, whatever. And I'm like, Ted, don't try to make sense of nothing. Just be there for the comedy, because that's what you're there for. You're there to laugh at this. That's what you're there for. So they drive up to the jail, and Sky and Donna get out, and Sky is holding her dress, and they humming the wedding march. Donna thanks them for being there. So Sky's like, well, speak now, forever hold your peace. So as they're walking down the aisle to the jail, Sky's like, you better do one last twerk as a single lady. So she does her twerk, and then Sky just takes off, and she's like, all right, I'll see you later. She take off and run away from the jail, because we all know Sky did time at Tent City last season, so she don't want to see no parts of a jail. And I'm like, Sky, I'm pretty sure you safe. That's a man's jail, and they ain't looking for you no way. So you good. So I just thought it was funny how she ran back to the van though. Like, she was out. Like, I literally saw smoke, like dust, as her feet was hitting the ground. So now we get back to Black Ink, and Osh is there, basically trying to redeem himself after the blow up with Caesar. And he has a client there who's there to get a warrior tattoo. So the client's backstory is that he's basically doing some of the same stuff that Osh does. He didn't have his parents at a young age. He has kids. He's doing drugs, and he's spiraling out of control, drinking. So he's getting a warrior tattoo to basically symbolize the fact that no matter what life throws at him, he's a warrior, and he's going to push through. So this guy, you would think, would be an inspiration to Osh, but his situation and Osh's situation is basically similar, but Osh doesn't know his worth. So basically he admits that his life revolves around drug abuse, and he knows that he's coming up short as a dad, as a friend, as a colleague, and he needs to get it together. He just doesn't know his self-worth, and it's very sad that his self-esteem is so low, his confidence is so low. Like, he needs help. He needs legit therapy and rehab. Like, he needs someone to give him assurance, and he needs rehab, because if he doesn't get one, the other, or both, he's gonna die. So now we get back to the wedding. It's the aftermath of the wedding, and they're waiting for Donna to come out, and they're trying to decorate the car or whatever. Donna's telling them to blow up balloons, and Ted like, I ain't blowing up no balloons. And she's like, oh, y'all got a bag of rice? Y'all got rice? Y'all ain't got no rice? So Walt was like, nah, but I carry a bag of rice in my pocket every now and then. And I'm like, yo, they are some fools. So I'm just sitting up here looking at this buffoonery. And I'm like, yo, this is the ghettoest wedding I have ever seen in my life. She tied Sprite cans to the van. She put a balloon in, a just married, and I'm like, this is so ghetto. So then Donna comes out, and she's happy, and she's like, Yeah, I married my best friend today. I'm so happy. So when she tried to throw the bouquet at Sky, Teddy kicked it because Sky missed it. So he kicked it and ruined the whole bouquet. And Sky like, don't do this. So she still picked it up. So Donna's like, I don't care. He can't ruin this day for me. So she's taking pictures outside the jail in front of the marquee where it says Northwest Correctional Facility, and I'm like, this is so ratchet, but I love it. But it's so ratchet. Like, it's the definition of ratchet. So, Donna's happy and they drive off in they Sprite can van or whatever. And I'm like, this is just a mess. So now we get to the last scene of Black Ink where Caesar is throwing the last party in Black Ink on 113th. And he feels like, he's going to the next level. He has a new home for Black Ink, and his dream has been to go to 125th. So he also cheers to Duchess because she opened up her shop and she did it on her own. So Osh arrives and he brings Caesar to the back and he tells him, listen, I gotta work on me. I gotta go down south. I gotta move because, this fast paced life in New York is not for me and I gotta be there for my family. So I gotta leave. So, oh, I didn't know I had something on my mouth. Oh, I was eating ice cream with graham crackers. Probably got graham crackers all on my face. So, yeah, so what else happened? So he talks to C's about his drug issue and he's like, I'm I'm killing myself and I know I need to get better and I need to do better. So Caesar's like, I want to see you get better. You know, there's always a space for you. There's always a place for you here at Black Ink, but I need for you to get better. I need for you to do better. So he's leaving Black Ink to move down south with his family. And he's like, he feels like he has to do what's best for him. And after he leaves, he tells everybody he's leaving. He's not staying for the party. Caesar breaks the news to everyone that he's leaving. So, Sky gets emotional and she's sad or whatever. And they basically turned the party into, a celebration for him. So, Duchess is, of course, like, oh, I'm so proud of how far I've come. And, I opened up my shop with no one's help. Just how I mind me, I did it by myself mentality. And I'm just like, whatever, Duchess. So, um, I guess while was leaving, he sent a text to Caesar saying that he sent him a midget stripper. I about died when she walked in. I'm like, yo, she is so tiny. And I think she was dressed as like a devil or something, but it was just so funny. I'm like, yo, they love they strippers and Hennessy. That's all they care about. But it basically ended on that note because he said it's the last party at Black Ink on 113th, and they'll be moving to 125th. And I mean, last I heard, they did move to 125th because I saw them promoting it. I think on Instagram or something, the new address, the new Black Ink or whatever. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, that's where the season ended. And to me, this was a real abrupt season finale because I didn't even know it was the season finale. And I should have known because my bro Phoenix, he told me, he was like, yeah, we got one more episode and then the season is done. So I'm thinking, it was this episode and then we had another episode coming 2 weeks from now or something like that. But I guess because the 4th of July is next Monday, it's kind of pointless. And then they got new stuff coming on in place of Black Ink or whatever. So I was like, okay. But I mean, overall, this was a good season. It was abrupt. And I would have liked to see more with Puma's shop. But I mean, we got some really good stories from the people at Art to Ink. And I do plan on doing like I don't really want to call it an interview, but I guess that's what you can call it with Phoenix. So I'm gonna try and set that up sometime this week or this weekend or something. So make sure you look out for that. And I mean, if you guys got me as a friend on Facebook. I went live on Facebook with him at his grand reopening party. I also went live with him last Saturday when we was hanging out for game night at a friend's house. So, and I also put on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, Tisha Denise, same handle on all social media, Tisha Denise. And yeah, but me and him should have something soon, coming soon for YouTube. So look out for that. And I mean, this was a good season. I enjoyed it. It was just the season of Donna fighting everybody, basically. But let me know how you felt about this season. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.